The nature of crime is that it's very random. We can have a night like this that we saw last night, and then tonight can mean the complete opposite.
Monday's not only bringing in a wave of cold weather and snow, but also a wave of crime that took place over the weekend. And in one night alone, 3 shootings and 3 stabbings in 7.5 hours. It all started just after 8:30 p.m. Sunday night. Winnipeg Police Service were called to respond to 6 incidents across the city. Reports of shots were heard from behind a convenience store in the 700 block of Corydon Avenue, where soon after, a man in his 20s was taken to hospital with gunshot wounds. 2 hours later, a stabbing in the South Point Douglas area, where police say they found an injured woman in her 40s who was then taken to hospital. Over the course of the night, there was a shooting in the 200 block of Yonge Street and one in the 400 block of Furby Street. Then 2 other stabbings. One injured a man in his 40s and the other injured a teenage girl.
I think one of the questions we've been asked a lot today is this unusual? Unfortunately, it's not. It's unusual for us to have this level of violence in such a tight time frame. It was only about 7.5 hours. Normally, we see this occur over the course of an entire day, 2 days, or perhaps even a weekend.
The Major Crimes Unit is still investigating, but haven't found anything that indicates if the incidents are related. Constable Murray says that most of the people who were transported to hospital after Sunday night's events are currently in stable condition. He says one common denominator in a lot of violence in the city right now is substance use, whether it's used by the people involved or related to trafficking.
But I think it's still too early to say definitively out of the 6 how many that involves, but it is something that we often deal with on a daily basis.
There were also other incidents that raised concerns this weekend. 3 separate suspicious incidents occurred late Saturday night where women were seen being pulled into vehicles. One woman said she did not want police assistance, one has not been identified, and another was able to flee the vehicle with minor injuries. Investigators are trying to figure out if the 3 incidents are related, but they each involve a white SUV.
It's unfortunate. I think we'd all love to live in a society where we can walk down the street at any time, in any state, and be in and feel safe. That's ultimately what we strive for, but unfortunately, it's not the case.
If you have any information on these events, police are asking that you contact the Major Crimes Unit or Crime Stoppers. In Winnipeg, Marie Gomez, City News.